Good afternoon, everyone. Today you're joining me here at the world's busiest airport, none other than Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International. I arrived earlier from Los Angeles, a flight whose video I uploaded a few weeks ago, and am now connecting to my next flight home to Chicago. As I've covered in previous videos involving ATL, it's a very easy airport to connect through despite being so busy. There are 7 total concourses in Atlanta, lettered A through F, and also for some reason there's a concourse T. All of these concourses are connected by underground walkways, and walking between adjacent concourses takes around 5 minutes. You can use this estimate to calculate how long it would take to walk from one concourse to another. But if you don't want to walk, the plane train runs right alongside the walkways, and of course, this is a much faster way to get between concourses. My inbound flight from LA arrived into Concourse B, and my next flight to Chicago will depart from Concourse T. Concourse T is the main building for domestic departures in Atlanta, just like Concourse F is for most international departures. All domestic airline check-in areas and security checkpoints are located in Concourse T, and then from here you can take the train or walk to whatever concourse you have to. Concourse T itself caters to American Airlines, United Airlines, and of course Delta Airlines flights, and it's basically split in half between Delta and everyone who isn't Delta. In terms of amenities, all of the domestic concourses are basically the same. There's plenty of shops and food places scattered throughout, and every now and then you might come across a lounge or two. The 757 taking us up to Chicago today was originally delivered to Northwest Airlines in 2002. Following the 2009 Northwest Delta merger, the aircraft was transferred to Delta, who it continues to serve alongside 117 other 757s.
Staff priority, welcome aboard the time. Staff priority, SB1.
The Delta 757-200 has 5 different configurations: the 75D, 75G, 75H, 75S, and 75C. The 75D is the most common, and sure enough, that's the one we're flying on today. This configuration has 199 seats with 20 in first class, 29 in Comfort Plus, and 150 in main cabin. Today I'm seated in the first row of main cabin in seat 21A. Delta's main cabin seats are nicely padded and also have adjustable headrests. Despite being seated in main cabin, I had to pay $29 extra to reserve this seat because it's located near the front of the plane, therefore classifying it as a preferred seat. Aside from location, there's no major difference between this seat and those in the back of the plane. They all come with touchscreen seatback monitors that also have a headphone jack and USB port. There's also a tray table and 2 seat pockets, with a smaller one for the safety card and air sickness bag, and a larger one for personal belongings. The only real difference in row 21 is that it's the only main cabin row where the seats have an extra pouch. The extra pouch only comes with Comfort Plus seats, and so because row 21 is directly behind Comfort Plus, that's why the seats here come with that extra perk, even though we're not in Comfort Plus itself. All Comfort Plus and main cabin seats on this plane have 2 power outlets per 3 seats located at the bottom. The legroom in main cabin is said to be between 31 to 32 inches, which is interesting considering the A321 only has 30 to 31 inches. Either way, I'm 5'11" and didn't really find much of a difference. Finally, above each seat are personal air vents, reading lights, and call buttons. Earphones and sanitizing wipes were handed out upon boarding. I already had a pair of earphones from a previous flight, but I was really glad to see sanitizing wipes being offered, especially when I looked at the state of this window.
Pockets. If you're sitting in an exit seat, please review the exit seat across your responsibility on safety information card in your seat pocket.
The panels inside the lavatories and above your seat will open, revealing oxygen masks. If this happens, reach up and pull the mask down to start the flow of oxygen. Place the mask over your nose and mouth.
In the forward section of the plane and at the back of the plane. If necessary, the rear 2 window exits have an escape strap attached inside the window frame.
Delta in-flight entertainment system is truly solid. The touchscreen functionality worked pretty well, and in terms of content, the system is loaded with a plethora of entertainment options. This includes a section dedicated to flight information where you can see what exact aircraft you're flying, view airport maps, and of course the interactive in-flight map. One small complaint I did have with the in-flight entertainment system on this plane was that every time I touched the screen, it would glitch ever so slightly, which you might be able to notice here. Nothing serious though, I just thought it was worth mentioning. It's also worth noting that unlike American Airlines, for example, Delta doesn't play any advertisements before playing your entertainment, which I really appreciate. Wi-Fi is also available on all Delta mainline jets. Delta offers internet access for $5 to regular customers, however SkyMiles and T-Mobile customers can get it for free. Because it's such a short flight and also because of the in-flight entertainment system, I didn't really care for the Wi-Fi anyway. Flight attendants soon came through the cabin with complimentary drinks and snacks. I didn't get a drink this time, but for the snack I chose the usual Biscoff cookies, which were delicious. After a rather pleasant flight up north, we soon began our descent into Chicago. Today's approach brought us over northwest Indiana before turning base over Lake Michigan. We eventually passed downtown Chicago and landed on runway 27 Center. As an aviation enthusiast, sometimes I choose to take a specific flight just so I can fly on a specific aircraft. After hearing that Delta would be flying 757s nearly 5 times a day between Atlanta and Chicago, I knew I had to get on one of these flights despite having flown the Delta 757 a few times before. In terms of service, I was totally satisfied, of course, with an amazing seat, crew, and the flight being on time. Overall, another great flight on Delta and so much fun to fly the 757 again. This was my first time flying Delta into their new home at O'Hare Terminal 5. Previously, Delta had operated from Terminal 2 but moved across to Terminal 5 last year. They took over 9 gates at Terminal 5 and spent millions of dollars renovating this area and building one of the largest sky clubs in their network. Stay tuned for next week's video for a full tour of the updated Terminal 5, unfortunately not including the Sky Club. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed it, please smash that like button, comment with any questions or feedback, and subscribe if you're new to my channel. There's plenty of exciting videos coming up that you definitely do not want to miss. But let's leave it there, folks. Take care, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.